Yo guys, happy Halloween! Tomorrow's Halloween. I'm excited. Not that I really do anything, but it's just the idea of, you know, mythical creatures and stuff that just really gets me with this holiday. It's just my inner fantasy geek just goes crazy. If you guys do too, put that down in the comments below so we can geek out together. But this week, since Halloween is tomorrow, I'm going to be reading one of my short stories called An Adventure Through Time, and it's kind of like, was it A Christmas Carol or The Ghost of Christmas Past? But instead of Christmas, it's kind of like a Halloween themed one, and I had a lot of fun writing it, and it's a part of a series I hope to continue. I've written a few books in it, and they're all short stories, but they're going to be put together either in a collection or released as short ebook novels or something, ebook novellas, whatever. So this one I actually am planning to read all the way through, mostly because I don't have the series written yet, finished, and I don't know if or when I'll ever get it published, so I'm okay kind of releasing it for free on my YouTube channel. It's about 5,000 words long, so there's 5 chapters in this short story, so I'm going to be probably doing 1 chapter per week, and then in November we'll be taking a break to kind of build up to Thanksgiving, and then of course December it's going to be all Christmas stuff. Yay! So I hope to get this finished, but hopefully you guys enjoy this enough to want to keep up with it. So for today, we're going to do chapter 1. And yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy this. This is a really cute little story overall. So I hope that you enjoy chapter 1. Prologue. Long ago, a witch's broom was cursed with ancient magic. This magic, most assume, was bad, and for many years it was lost and hidden away from the world. Over the years, those who were worthy discovered the broom and learned of its power. Its power of time. The broom granted its wielder 3 gifts. A gift of the past, a gift of the present, and a gift of the future. Anyone who held the broom and took its gifts felt that they had been changed for the better by the experience and wanted to keep it forever. But the broom was not to be held by only one person, for there were many who deserved its gifts. They would wake without the broom and it would disappear again, to remain hidden until the next worthy one came along. In 2019, at a small community college where 3 young women attended a Halloween party, the broom was discovered again. Chapter 1. Veronica blinked her eyes to keep tears from falling out. No one would believe her if she said she was only crying because she was angry. It was pathetic, really. A 21-year-old woman dressed in a black witch's costume at a Halloween frat party crying because she was super ticked at the woman who had basically told them they weren't welcome. One of her best friends, Sasha, on the other hand, was so angry her dark skin was nearly turning red. Her fists clenched, and the fake vampire fangs in her mouth made her look angry enough to tear someone's head off. If only. Their third friend, Jody, on the other hand, simply stood back and turned to leave. She was the quiet type and always one to avoid a confrontation. Eileen, the spoiled, rich little princess who had clearly told them they weren't invited, sneered at them. Standing next to her, Marcus, the handsome 23-year-old college football quarterback, chortled so hard Veronica thought he was going to choke to death. All week long in their linguistics class, he had talked with her, acting as if he was interested. Veronica had had a few boyfriends over the years, enough to know when a guy took interest, so she wasn't an idiot. At least, she had never thought so before. Hey, why don't you come to the Halloween party I'm throwing? It's the biggest one of the year. Marcus smiled at her after class and brushed his shoulder against hers. Veronica grinned at him and nodded eagerly. Of course, it starts at 10, right? See you there. He winked at her and continued down the hall of the building. Now, Veronica's stomach twisted into knots as realization struck her. He had never been interested in her at all. The entire thing had been one sick joke. Marcus finished laughing, wiping his tear-filled eyes with a sigh. Ah, Veronica, did you really think I would ever invite you and your pathetic little friends to one of my parties? Next to him, Eileen smirked and wrapped her arms around him. He planted a kiss that was far too intimate on her lips. I've already got me a good woman, Veronica. Marcus looked at her and laughed. Every single one of their friends that surrounded them joined in the laughter. Veronica felt heat creep into her cheeks. Sasha started toward him, fist raised. Why, I oughta... Veronica snatched her arm. No, Sasha, don't. They're not even worth it. The last part she said loud enough for everyone to hear. Let's go. She turned back toward the door. Wait! Eileen shouted. Veronica glanced over her shoulder as Eileen disappeared into the kitchen. She returned, somehow managing to hold 3 red cups in her hand that were probably filled with beer. Veronica shook it off. No thanks. Eileen giggled, and it was joined by a few of her popular friends. Oh, I wasn't going to offer this to you. Before Veronica had a chance to fully react, Eileen took all 3 cups and tossed them on her. Beer splashed her in the face, coating her entire outfit. She'd worked overtime for 2 weeks to save up enough money to buy it, and then spent a week making it herself. YouTube tutorial videos had helped her a lot. Her skin instantly felt sticky and it stank horribly. Veronica gagged and stared at Eileen in shock. Eileen, Marcus, and everyone in the party burst out laughing. Knowing full well that it would make everything so much worse, Veronica whirled around and rushed out of the building. She ran as fast as she could, ignoring her two friends behind her, relishing in the feel of the wind on her face as she darted down the streets filled with kids trick-or-treating. When she finally stopped, it was in one of the parks downtown, one that wasn't used too often since it was out of the way. Seriously, why are people so mean and rude? Veronica muttered to herself. She stormed across the empty baseball field that had never been used and sat down on the bleachers, sulking. "It's the way they've always been," said a voice. Veronica whirled around, but no one was there. She rubbed her eyes, but realized what a bad choice that was. Immediately, they burned as if they'd been lit on fire, and she groaned, blinking to try to stop it. Tears fell down her cheeks, and she sighed, finally giving in. "You seem like you're having a bad night." Veronica jumped at the voice and growled, "Look, I'm not interested in a Halloween prank right now. Whoever you are, just show yourself." As soon as the words left her lips, a broom appeared on the ground at the foot of the bleachers in front of her. Beside it sat a black cat. It meowed and jumped up onto the bleacher, slowly making its way toward her. "This isn't a prank. If it was, I would have scared you a whole lot better." Veronica blinked. The black cat had just talked. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to share and like this and share this with your friends if you think that they're going to enjoy this, especially if they're book nerds and if they love time travel, because time travel is an epic thing, and I know I can geek out about it forever. So I hope you guys have a happy Halloween tomorrow, and be safe, and find some fun ways to stay at home and enjoy Halloween with your family so that we all can stay safe and stuff like that. And yeah, so be sure to subscribe for more writing and reading videos, and I will see you next week, guys.